This is 5 Minute Feng Shui podcast number 65. Birds bring opportunity and success. Welcome to the 5 Minute Feng Shui podcast, where each week I talk about how to move energy and make money. You'll learn how to create a prosperous home and an abundant life using classical Chinese Feng Shui. I'm your host, Katie Weber, publisher of the Red Lotus Letter, Feng Shui Easing for Wealth. Each week, I'll cover Feng Shui topics that can help you improve your life, share inspiring stories, and always end with 3 easy-to-implement Feng Shui tips that you can put to work right away, and usually in about 5 minutes. Now let's get started on the 5 minutes that could change your life. Hello there, my friend. I am excited to talk to you today about birds. You know, some people might say that Feng Shui is for the birds, but they'd be wrong. Birds are for Feng Shui. There are the few creatures in the world that inspire the envy of man the way birds do. With their ability to soar and fly above the trees and among the clouds, it's no surprise. They're loved for their bright, beautiful plumage and their sweet songs that remind us that winter will be leaving, or they just have a joyous sound. When you hear a bird like a mockingbird whistling, there's just nothing like hearing a bird whistle and sing. We admire their faith and loyalty, as many birds form tight, loving bonds, and many of them mate for life. Now, in China, birds are associated with good news, and they're displayed prominently to bring growth, prosperity, and good fortune, and money and opportunity. Knocking down nesting birds or hurting birds is something that's frowned upon in China, and it's reputed to bring down bad luck upon a house. So when a bird it actually drops on your head, if a bird is flying overhead and you get dropped on by bird poop, that's actually supposed to be a sign of good luck. And this goes across countries. I mean, that's true in China, just like it is in Italy. And birds also have specific meanings in Feng Shui. And when displayed in the home, they can bring you recognition and renown, love and fidelity, or even inspire a departed lover to return, or a relationship to come back to you. They also represent money, opportunity, and success on the whole. That means the material rewards that come with success. That means the recognition that comes with success. But even though they're delicate, they're power symbols in Feng Shui, and they can bring you some delightful results when you put them in your home or your office. So, for instance, a friend of mine had a daughter who was searching for a scholarship to college. And she had bought one of those plush toys. It was a toy cardinal bird. And when you would squeeze it, it chirped. And so she would squeeze it. Every day she would go in to get good news about her daughter's scholarship. And after a short period of time, guess what happened? She got that scholarship. It paid in spades. And she received a full scholarship to a very prestigious university. So this is a really fun way where you can use birds and their bird song to bring good news to you. I think it's really a great way to see how this helped them financially, because this family couldn't afford for their daughter to go away to college to this expensive university. And so she wanted to get good news about that scholarship for her daughter. And so she got that good news in terms of making that bird chirp all the time. I thought it was a really great way to tip to bring good news to her life. So let's talk about other birds and what you need to know about them in terms of how they can bring you success. So for instance, let's talk about a specific bird, like a crane. Cranes bring power. Sometimes the best way to beat the competition is simply to outlast them. And the cranes, those big, beautiful, tall, they're usually white birds. Some of them can be up to 5 feet tall. They're amazing. These are representations and symbols for Chinese emperors and people of high power. So having an image of a crane represents prestige and power and authority. So it's a really wonderful image to have in your home, especially for career or for business, or you're looking for more money and income. Now, if you're looking for a symbol for love, geese are the symbol that you want to use for fidelity. So if you worry about like a wandering spouse, you can put a picture of a pair of geese in your home because they signify a happy marriage. They signify the keeping outsiders from disrupting your marriage. So if you're trying to if you're trying to get married and you want a proposal, displaying a picture of a pair of geese can also is said or reputed to help inspire someone to get down on one knee and make a proposal. Geese are also great symbols for couples who spend too much time apart because it will help them spend more time together and also stay committed to one another even though they spend time apart. Now let's talk about a flying animal that most people don't think of as a bird or put them in the sort of the bird category, but it's a flying animal, and that is a bat. Now, although technically not a bird, it's rather a flying mammal. Bats are very auspicious, and you can see them many times in Chinese prints and designs. In fact, the way that they look in prints and designs, you may not even recognize them as a bat. But look a little deeper, and you'll see that they are a bat. Now, their presence in designs like on fabrics or paintings or decorative objects, which you see them on vases quite frequently, they represent happiness, prosperity, and here's a really good one: a happy life with few difficulties. So if bats show up at your house, this is an extremely auspicious omen, so be sure to welcome them. And now, obviously, you don't want them roosting in your attic, but if you can, if you do find that they're in your home, try to get them trapped and released. That would be so much better. Or you can even build bat houses. Some people will have bat houses in their yard or garden because bats love to eat insects and they eat the mosquitoes. So they're actually very good and for the environment, good for your home, and they bring good fortune. So if you're looking to be popular or successful or be famous, Napoleon Hill, the famous author of Think and Grow Rich, always referred to success as being both rich and popular. So being known helps you to be recognized and people are being magnetized to you. Now, the bird that represents that is the phoenix. The phoenix is the bird that brings popularity and fame. So displaying a phoenix helps bring you recognition, prominence, and prestige. So you want to put these birds in the south corner of recognition and fame. Now, it's hard to find a picture of a phoenix. It's not a really easy thing to do, especially if you're outside of Asia. Some great stand-ins for a phoenix bird is a peacock or a rooster or any kind of red bird. So if you want to, like for instance, there's a lot, you can, here in the West, you can find a lot of images of both peacocks and roosters. Those are great places and great stand-ins for phoenixes and will help raise your renown and help people come to you and help you make you more popular. So now, if you need some good news in your life, birds can help again. And if you're ready for the good news to come to you, just display a picture or a figure of a flock of birds. Birds represent good and happy news with their chattering and beautiful chirping. So place the birds in whatever sector that you would like to have good news, such as the north for business and income, or the southwest for love, or the east for better health and good family news. Whatever part of your life that you would like to have more good news, you can just add a flock of birds there. And the more birds, the better. And I even like on my website, I have an article about the birds, and you can look on it and you'll see it's a big flock of pink flamingos. Those are a wonderful image for bringing big flocks of birds, and good for recognition, good for attracting good news too. Now, there's another bird I want to tell you about that maybe you haven't heard of, and it's called the wish-granting bird. Now, when I went to feng shui training, my feng shui master taught us that a technique to sell your house or to make a wish come true involves a wish-fulfilling bird. So if, let's say, you want to sell your house, for example, you can draw a picture of a bird, and it's just it can be just a little stick bird. Don't worry, you don't have to be Rembrandt. Just draw a picture of a bird on a piece of paper and have it holding a string with a price tag in its beak. And you put the price that you want for your house on the price tag. And you display the bird by the front door and make it appear to like be flying out the door. Now, if you would like to have, let's say you want to have a relationship returned to you, or have something that you want to attract, like a new job, a new car, or something like that, or a new person, you can draw a picture of the bird with the string in its mouth and a little, like if you can imagine those strings that sometimes you see on jewelry, and it's like a string and it has like a little price tag at the end. It's just like that. That's kind of the image that you want to have. And it's being held in the bird's beak. So if you want something to come to you, then all you have to do is draw that picture with the string in its mouth and attach a picture of your sweetheart that you want to return to you, or whatever you want to manifest, and then make the bird appear to be flying into the house. Now, obviously, regardless of how you use the bird, just make sure that problems fly out and good things fly in, right? All right, so let's talk about birds of a feather, love being together. If you want a happy relationship, there are a lot of birds that you can choose from to symbolize loving togetherness. Like, obviously, swans, lovebirds, the dragon and phoenix, or the ever-popular mandarin duck pairs. If you display any of these birds in pairs in your home or in the southwest corner, or wherever the annual 4-star flies, such as your bedroom or office or living room, you can always put it in the southwest corner of any room. So the southwest corner of your house, you can put it in there. You can also put pairs of birds in the southwest corner of your living room, and you can activate in the southwest corner of your bedroom. And you can activate for love in every room in the house in the southwest corner if that's what you'd like to do. So put lots of birds together. It's a really great symbol for love and for activating and magnetizing you for love and romance. Now let's talk about protective birds, because birds are not just the sweet chirping singing things. They are also raptors, right? Now when we think of raptors, we think of hawks and falcons and eagles. Now in feng shui, eagles are a protective bird. So for instance, if you're concerned about your company, your home, or your business, you can select a figure or a picture of an eagle and place it near the entrance of your home or business. An eagle offers great protection to anyone who comes there by keeping a watchful eye over the premises. It's also a good choice of symbol to put atop like entrances or gates or anywhere an eagle can keep an eye on things. So they're really great for protection. So if you feel like you need some extra protection, get an image of an eagle. Now, the last bird, and probably the best known bird in feng shui, is that crimson phoenix. The phoenix is one of the 4 celestial creatures. Now, these 4 celestial creatures represent the 4 directions: north, east, south, and west. The north is the black tortoise, the south is the crimson phoenix, the east is the green dragon, and the west is the white tiger. But it's the crimson phoenix that we're talking about today. Now, the crimson phoenix, a lot of people talk about total support or rear support of your home, they'll talk about the armchair position. And we're really concerned that we want to have a home that has a rise at the rear of the property. And the reason we want to do that is it's much like sitting in a chair that has a back. Now, we can sit on a stool all day long, but our back is going to hurt, right? Well, it's the same sort of idea with feng shui, is that you want to always have a little bit of a rise at the rear of your house because it's supportive. But here's the thing that we don't often talk about in feng shui. Lots of people know about that rear, that tortoise support. But we don't know about that crimson phoenix. And here's the important key about the phoenix. The phoenix is about the relaxation that comes with the material rewards of success, right? So think about that. What is some examples of that? That would be like, I don't know, being in a lounger on Waikiki Beach while somebody brings you a Mai Tai or a Chi Chi to your to your lounger, and you just kicking back. And where are your feet? Are you sitting there stiff and upright? No, they're put out in front of you in a relaxed state. Maybe you've crossed your legs and you're just relaxing in the sand. When you're sitting in a lounge chair position, what do? You often kick your feet up, right? We put a footstool down, or we put our feet up. That means we're relaxed. That means that we're enjoying. And that is a symbol that we want to put in our house. So when we want to bring the ability to bring the luck of recognition to our house and the type of success that brings that relaxation, this is symbolized by a small mound of earth, or it could even be like a boulder outside the front of your house. And this is going to be directly opposite the front door. And so we take that armchair configuration example, that sort of image, if you can put that in your mind, if you would imagine the crimson phoenix would be a footstool for the house, right? So if like the house at the back was where it would lean up against, that mound or stone out the front door, directly out the front, is that footstool for your home where you can relax and enjoy and revel in your success. So to tap that Phoenix success energy, you're going to want to have a small mound of dirt or a berm or a boulder, maybe about 2 to 3 feet wide outside your front door, like as if the house were relaxing with its feet up. That's the best example. So where would it put its feet? Where would your house put its feet if it were leaning back in an armchair and relaxing? And that's where you're going to want to put your Crimson Phoenix footstool. This is a really neat technique and something that we don't read a lot about in feng shui, but something that is some of the finer points of feng shui and some of the more nuanced details that I find to be really fascinating and interesting. I've been to some houses where there have been some famously successful people, and actually famous, and they will have that phoenix, that Crimson Phoenix footstool outside their house. I often marveled at that. It was amazing how that worked. It would either be a natural land rise, or maybe they might even have boulders and that were in that position where the house's footstool would be. I hope this has been fun to learn about birds and how important they are as symbols for love, for opportunity, for popularity, and for success as well. So as always, let me leave you with 3 tips for today. Tip number 1, always make sure that your birds are flying in the house or in the room. So if you have birds and you have images of birds, make sure that you see them, that they look like they're flying into the room. Now, the one exception is that the bird, the wish granting bird, you want to make sure that they look like they're flying out if you're trying to sell your house. So that's the only thing. Otherwise, make sure they look like they're flying into the room peacefully, happily, not like they're being scared by a rampaging lion or something. You always want them to look peaceful and like they're relaxed. Tip number 2, birds make powerful love symbols. Birds are terrific for keeping your relationship together, for helping you cement a relationship, like get a proposal. It's also good for keeping the two of you true to one another, especially if you're apart quite a lot. It's a really beautiful symbol, and you can use these in any corner of your house. Birds are great in every corner. They're especially helpful in the southwest corner in pairs. So having 2 birds is really nice. Don't put 2 single birds side by side. Try to get pictures that have actually 2 birds in the image if you can. All right, tip number 3, add Phoenix success energy, that Crimson Phoenix footstool. This is a really cool tip. I bet you're going to run right out and look for a boulder or a rock or something to put outside your front door. Now, if you're in an apartment or something like that, you could even put just a low pot or maybe like a little stone or something outside your front door. You'll just have to work with it as best you can. Unfortunately, there's not always an actual thing that I can do for absolutely every situation, but I think this would be a good way for you to use it, is to put it outside your front door, opposite your front door. Just a small stone or a little boulder, or little rocks. Maybe you have some plants or some flowers outside of your front door, and just put a little boulder there. And that can be your Crimson Phoenix footstool. All right, well, I hope you had some fun today. And as always, if you ever want to leave a review for me on iTunes, I would love to hear it. I want to thank you for listening in to 5 Minute Feng Shui. Be sure to check out my Year of the Rat information, and you can just get that on redlotusletter.com/rat. In the meantime, have a fantastic week, and I will talk to you on the next episode of 5 Minute Feng Shui. Thanks for listening to 5 Minute Feng Shui today. The Year of the Rat is coming, and I want to share with you where you can find money, love, and opportunity in 2020. And it's all in my annual Feng Shui Forecast the Success Pack. You get a full year of in-depth Feng Shui details about how to use the energy of the year for success and prosperity. That's because every year we're showered with a Roman candle of opportunities for money, abundance, love, and opportunity. You just have to know where they are. And my Year of the Rat Feng Shui Success Pack includes all the details for every house and every zodiac sign. You also get this year's lucky clothing, handbag, and wallet colors. So be sure to go to redlotusletter.com/rat for all the details on the Year of the Rat and how to make this year the year of your dreams.